Behind the closed doors, the financial landscape of New Zealand frontline service is being quietly rewritten. Right now, a fierce tug of war is exploding between the coalition government, the medical sector, and public service unions that thought they could roll out these changes without a fight. They were wrong. From a sudden $160 million emergency schooling injection to a high-stakes funding standoff with the local doctors, a battle for control is officially underway, and it is sparking a massive political war across the country. To understand how we get here, you have to have a look at how the system was breaking. For years, our public infrastructure has been buckling under immense pressure. Rapidly growing communities across Auckland and Upper North Highlands have seen schools overflowing, with some classrooms literally rotting from maintenance delays. In healthcare, general practitioners were facing inflation and soaring operational costs. The government's response: squeeze budgets, tighten the belts. They initially offered GPs a 6% flat funding increase. At the same time, ministers were ordered to slash public service jobs to cut costs. But this aggressive strategy completely backfired. It triggered immediate legal relations from unions and widespread outrage from medical professionals who claimed frontline services would collapse. The authorities had no choice. They had to redraw their plans. Let's break down the exact details and who is hit the hardest. First up, Education Minister Erica Stanford officially announced a $160 million investment package. The goal: fully fund nearly 1,400 new classrooms. But look closer at the fine print. $100 million of that is locked strictly into Auckland for 133 new teaching spaces. Only 24 classrooms are going to high growth areas outside Auckland. To save cash, the government is using up to $7 million of existing funds to buy refurbished relocatable classrooms. Now look at the healthcare. Health New Zealand has been forced to redraft its primary care proposal, raising the total package to $120.6 million. The funding lift bumped from 6% to 6.32%. Here's the kicker. To get this money, GPs must agree to a strict one-year patient fee freeze until July 1, 2027. Furthermore, Health New Zealand is overhauling the rural funding formula using the geographical classification for health. This completely redraws the map, reclassifying 43 rural practices as urban. And finally, the Ministry of Maori Development, Te Puni Kōkiri, just suffered a massive legal defeat. Following high-stakes challenge from a PSA union, the ministry backed down on its explicit plan to cut 27 staff jobs. But the tension isn't just in offices, it's on our street. Under the trans-Tasman Taskforce Morpheus, police executed coordinated raids. Yep. Targeting the Hells Angels motorcycle gang, seizing cars, cash and weapons, and slapping criminal charges on 3 patched members on 2 associates. The backlash to these moving pieces is reaching a fever pitch. Let's look at the doctor. Medical advocates are warning that this redrafted 6.32% offer is dangerous trap. The opposition is calling the one-year fee freeze is temporary band-aid, saying it simply locks the underlying financial crisis in place. Even worse, rural doctors are furious. They claim reclassifying those 43 rural clinics as urban will strip away vital funding, causing immediate income loss of up to 20%. For some clinics, this is a massive $600,000 hit. They say it will force practices to close their books, leaving isolated communities completely stranded. Meanwhile, human rights advocates and PSA Union are blowing the whistle on public sector cuts. Even though the 27 jobs at Te Puni Kōkiri were saved, the union warns that treaty-focused roles remain under severe systematic pressure across the entire government. They're calling it a calculated rollback of Maori partnership. So what happens next? The clock is ticking. General practices across New Zealand have until June 18 to formally vote on this new funding deal. If 75% of them don't back it, the health system plunges right back into chaos. Meanwhile, the $160 million classroom rollout is moving into a construction phase, but parents are wondering if relocatable boxes are truly enough for their kids. The government is trying to balance the books, but the frontline is pushing back harder than ever before. Is this a smart restructuring of public money, or is the government slowly breaking the foundational pillars of our community? Whose side are you on? The cash-strapped clinics or the cost-cutting government? Let me know thoughts down in the comments below. Smash and we'll see